Hello, we're the August 1823 Stitchers. Sorry about that. That's Angie.
That's Sally. And this is Jack, who sees his treat and really is going crazy for it, but he hadn't been seen for a long time. So I thought it was time for him to make an appearance. And now he shall disappear with his magical act.
Did you get him down okay?
Oh, as long as he doesn't
Try over here, baby. There you go.
put it on the floor over there and there we go.
All righty.
He doesn't take it from your hands, but he sure wants it.
We're having a few technical difficulties, so we hope filming works out okay.
Phone is.
Are we crooked?
Is it?
It's like our little.
Are you just taller than me again?
Well, now I can't help that. I have not grown. I shrunk widthwise. Not.
I'm probably
vertical.
shrinking.
So anyway, now that Jack has his treat and is out of the way, let's keep going with our intro. Thank you for joining us today. Today is Friday, May 30th, 2025. And this is Flosstube number
34, I think.
Flosstube number 34. We'd like to welcome any of our returning viewers. Yes, I'm playing with my hair today. I did something different with it. And we'd like to welcome anybody who just happened to come along and see us and decided they wanted to spend a little time with us. This is actually our second filming of May. So what we're going to do is I've got a previous finish that I want to show. It's been a while that I've had a previous finish. I have some, there's some fully finished objects. I have 2 of my own and then 2 that are going into our library display. Well, they needed to be finished. We put them in the display, but they needed to be fully finished.
Our EGA, mainly, Embroidery Guild
of America, yeah. All right, I'm playing with the phone again, so just
please excuse us, but we're all discombobulated. Maybe that should be our title.
You remember that when you asked me, okay? I do, and then we'll talk about some finished objects, some new starts. I actually have a start and a finish, works in progress, needles up in our book reviews, stash investment, happy mail, and then plans, and then we'll say goodbye. Today's just a busy day. So I'm going to start with my previous finish. Our chapter used to get a beading designer to come, or she had several projects, and we would stitch the project, and we helped her out because we also edited instructions as we went. Because
we did her pilot.
Well, that's what we did, because we have a variety of levels of beaders. Well, when she stayed with our friend Katie, I don't know if she gave her the completed piece or gave her the kit to make it, but I asked her, anyway, I bought a kit, and the designer is Carla G, and so this is a pin that I created from her kit and her directions, and they were really good directions because, those are rivolis, and then I did some probably peyote stitch to anchor them on, and some fringe. It was just an interesting technique, and I'm using my needles up thing. I'm hoping that works for everybody. I usually wear it on the lapel of a blazer that I either need to get resized or take to House of Hope or Salvation Army somewhere else.
Carla G, spelled G-E-E, and used to be able to get her patterns on the EGA USA website.
I think her red lady pin, she's got a pin that's in that book.
She had that necklace too. Remember that?
The Along the Beaten.
We did that one too.
Right. The one with the cabochon.
Yes.
Pink, mine was pink and black.
So, I don't know where you would get her, but you contact the Carolina's EGA program and they'll direct you to her. But I always called her the Queen of the Cabochons.
Yes.
So
that's right. We did that purple necklace. Yes. I'm not sure where mine is.
Yep. That's what actually drew me into our chapter was the beading program.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd never done anything with Mill Hills with beads, so
Gotcha.
It was really neat.
All right. So then this was a piece. I have a feeling that Angie probably stitched it. It's
yes,
a cross with a lily, and so I finished it into this ornament using this hexagon shaped wood pieces because my circles were too big, and so I tried something different. And then I put this. I had a scrap of this. Well, I have more than a scrap of this fabric, but I used a scrap to cover it. And then I just put, there's a wooden piece that's that shape. I ordered them from Amazon. And then I put batting on it. And then I folded this around it and tried to center it. I'm not the best at that. My astigmatism acts up sometimes. And did the same thing here, and then put them together. I just used Lean's tacky glue to glue it. And then this is some chenille yarn that I got at Dollar Tree. Or as Julie's daughter says, from
the 5/4 store.
Yeah, 5/4 store.
Julie on Floss Paper Scissors.
Yes,
Catherine.
thank you. Yeah, that's her name. And then we had this toucan, and
I did not do that one.
I don't know who did. I don't know who did the toucan either. I have a stack of things from our Embroiderers Guild display to fully finish, and so I painted. I got the wooden hoop and just painted it this pretty red, and then I just backed it with some black felt. Tightened it up and then went from there. So
Gorgeous.
That goes in the display too, but I'm gonna wait till after our Embroiderers Guild meeting so I can get credit for it. And then I wanted to do Julie's technique with the knob and the box, but I'm not brave enough for that yet. So this was the Patriotic, it's from the Patriotic Spooled Trio by Crafty Bluebonnet, but I just did the flag one. And then I took a piece of comic book board and I was sitting there trying to measure from this box, and then I'm like, you dodo, you have a paper cutter. So I cut a piece of comic book board a little bit smaller than this top, and put some batting, and then just did a flat fold. I didn't lace it because the comic book board's not real stiff, and plus it's a square. And then I glued it. Well, no, I used acid-free double-sided tape, and then I glued this chenille yarn from 5/4 Tree.
You should share that with Nancy, the disorderly stitcher. She and Nancy, the stitcher with the laughing face, are doing a joint sow of 250-year sow, and they were sharing. They did a 15-minute video yesterday or day before of all the patriotic patterns they could find, and that's not one that they showed.
The trio, because there's two other patterns with that. I think one says 1776, and I'm sure what the other one is. And then back in, I don't know, was it February? When Angie started her Emma Condon piece, I did her cat with this fishbowl. And again, notice the trib? Yeah, down the quarter tree. And then I had some fabric. It was a fabric, fat quarter square that I just cut. And now this one I did lace because it was round and it's easy to just pull that thing up tight around and then just run it through the back. But again, batting on the back and the front underneath all that, and then I did lace that one. But I glued it together and then I put that trim around. And those are my FFOs, my fully finished objects. Angie, you got any?
No.
Candy didn't bring your piece by? You can show that one next month. Your amazing days.
Yeah, we can do that next month. She was supposed to be here this morning, but
yeah, she's probably still asleep. Anyway, so I do have a finished object, and let me pull up. I don't know. We didn't grab our board, but Angie and I decided to start. Well, this is actually a start and a finish, for that matter.
For her.
Well, for me, because Angie and I decided to start this we were going to start on May 23rd, and I did. I started on May 23rd. I finished it on May 26th because I just got carried away and just started stitching. I had to pet sit, and this was something that was easy peasy to do because the 23rd of May was when South Carolina had their statehood, became a state. And again, Crafty Bluebonnet, this is their South Carolina spool. I'll probably finish it the same way I did the other one because I have another one of these boxes. I'm not going to whitewash. I whitewashed this red. So what I did was I just took a sponge, put my paint in the plate, and I put water in it and just, rubbed it on there. Kind of like staining. So I think I might do it this color because I like that. Or I might.
This is the difference between the two of us.
That's
what I did. That's what she did.
Well, this was done. I had a little more time than you did. This was done.
The same amount of time.
And my sinuses weren't bothering me like yours were. So I did this on a 28 count Lugana, probably just a mushroom Lugana. It was a scrap that I had. Okay. So, FO start and finish. I did that. All right. Oh, new starts. Do you have any new starts?
I just showed you one.
There you go. I have
I had one other, and that's it.
Hang
So
on,
you
I
go
got
ahead
one
and
here.
show one while I get mine out. Which again is very little.
Well, let's see. Let me pick this back up. Yeah, you would think we hadn't done this in a while. Let me find my. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. Okay, so I started because I just got in the mood. I decided I want to start something. Oh, hey, I started Biscorn U too. I started the Back to School Biscorn U by Tiny Modernist. It's a freebie chart, and it has Erlenmeyer flask on it. Not just beakers, but Erlenmeyer flask. And I'm a science nerd, so I actually technically I have the back done. Wait, is that right? Nope, that is the back. I have the back done, and I have the outline of the front. It looks the same. This is on a piece of 16 count white Ada. And I just did the sewing method to do the back stitch on that. Let me show you a new start.
This is my other new start. We went to a Lutheran retreat.
That's
and
right.
I mostly spent my time on Super Mario, but I felt like I needed to get this Biscorn U started because I bought this last year and I really wanted to do it. I thought that was too cute with the donkeys, and it was Donkey Day on May 9th, and I got it out to start it, and when you know, the color I needed to start it with was the only one that wasn't on the ring that I'd already picked up and stuff. So I got a friend to get it, and by the time she got it to me, it was the Thursday morning before the retreat. So I thought, well, I'll just start it at the retreat. Well, I started it. I don't know that it's considered a, what do you call it? What some people call a true start, because I don't think it has 200 stitches. In fact, I know it doesn't, because
It doesn't matter.
I did the outside border where you have to connect the Biscorn U two sides. It's a running back stitch, I think it's called.
Oh, I just did a back stitch.
And it's 2 strands. It's on 16 count, what I call mystery green. I know I got it at Stitch and Kitten because it serged it all the way around both pieces. But it didn't have a name, just said Ada. So it's 71 by 71. So that one side is 71, and I don't quite have the top side done. So
Well, you have at least 100.
yeah, but it's not 200. So
It doesn't matter.
but it's a start for me, because for me sometimes the start is 30 stitches.
Exactly.
Depending on how well my eyes last, but at least I got it started, and I don't know if it's in my plans or not for this next couple of months, but I'll know when you know, when I look at it later on in the show.
There you go. Yes, I'm still playing with the camera. All right. Oh, I was writing some notes down too. So now we go on to works in progress.
I think we might have to tighten that thing back there when we're done.
Yeah, we'll play with
But
that.
I think it's because we leave it out between shows, and I
And
think that it
gravity-
weakens and stuff, so I think
Gravity
we need
pulls it
to.
down.
Okay, so moving
Oh,
on.
wait a second.
Oh, you got a new start?
I do have one more new
Oh,
start.
okay.
I'm sorry. Let me put my lunch out there. Well, I brought the snack in case. I have a great nephew that's due in November, so I started him a corner to corner baby blanket. And I know you think, oh my gosh, that's awful dark green, but
Why?
it matches the jungle green of the room. Well, the room's not. It matches the jungle theme of the room. And corner to corner, once you get started, oh my goodness, it is so easy to do, and it goes so fast.
What stitch is it?
Corner to corner.
It's
a corner to corner double crochet stitch.
oh, what's making the triangles? Are you doing?
It's what you do is at the beginning of the row, you chain 6, and then you double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, and then the 5th, and then the 6th, and then you flip this over, and there's a chain 3 right here. So then you slip stitch into that one, chain 3, 3 double crochet.
Okay.
Then you're
Kinda
going to
looks
slip
like-
stitch into that
What is
one.
that? Mountains and valleys.
I have. It's not a
whatever
ripple
it's
though.
called.
But
It's
see,
not a ripple, no.
because it's going to
I
go
think
like
it's
that.
called mountains and valleys because you got the ridges at the top of the
I
mountains.
thought ripples did that.
Ripples generally are more rounded.
And you can do my grandmother always did the pointy ripples, and they look like mountains and valleys.
See,
She always did single crochet, but I like double crochet better.
I'm from West Virginia. She's from South Carolina. You learn different things in your crocheting
Exactly.
life.
But yeah, I tried the stitch. I made I actually used baby thread. For a child at church.
There is nothing wrong with the dark green baby blanket.
Well, that and the fact I'm using just regular 4-ply, regular.
I have
yarn.
never understood everybody's, you got to have blue for a boy and pink for a girl, or if you don't know, do yellow. And I'm like,
Or green.
what are the
Or lavender.
crochet police again? I just did whatever color went with the theme of the nursery.
Well, they're
if
doing
it was sky blue pink, that's what they got. Most
That
of
would be
them would
purple.
ask me to do a variety, variegated.
Yeah, well,
that's what they wanted. So.
They don't know I'm doing this. It's a
Oh.
surprise.
Okay.
But I asked them. I think they're gonna, since it's a boy, they're gonna, and he's got an older brother. And they did the jungle theme, and I did that Stony Creek birth announcement, which I'm not making another one of those. I don't know what kind of birth announcement I'm going to do, but we'll figure that out. I have until November. All right, so that was my other new start. Sorry, now we're going to works in progress.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do you have?
I have, I have 3. I have 3 because I have the temperature. I have Rachel sheared, and I have
Okay, so I'll start
his
then.
eyes on the sparrow.
We'll do temperature last if you don't mind, because
That's
that's on the
fine.
bottom,
That
and I
works.
don't want the pile to fall.
Well, mine's on my list for last 2.
I got so excited on this one because I actually made a lot of progress for me. Now, it's only 150 stitches for the rest of you.
Oh, remember, not a competition.
It took me 3 hours to do each 50 stitches, so,
Is that the,
This is the Ocean of Wisdom.
yes.
I started this for my birthday 2 years ago, and when I did 6 for 60 for my 60th birthday.
That was 2 years ago.
Yep. And so by my birthday, I really would like to finish this, but I'm way up here because it kind of got shuffled to the end of the clothes basket. I keep all mine in a clothes basket. We're going to have to do something about this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And you get my hand there.
Yeah. I keep mine in a clothes basket, so, as they don't get done, they end up going clear over to the left. So, anyway, this one got pushed, and it should not have been. So, these curls right here with the whale, black whale right there, that little band right there, I did 3 of those curls. I'm so excited because maybe by next week or next time we do, I can finish that band. So I need to move faster on this, but because I've been spending so much time on Super Mario and the Peacock, I have not really made as much progress as I could have. But this is where I am.
Hey, progress is progress.
And it was a needlework market purchase, I think in 2022, I think. And so, because of that, I have a lot of Weeks Dye Works on it. Because it was not just a pattern, it was a pattern with floss. 2 of these are DMC and the rest of these are Week Dye Works. And I've already had to reorder or add another skein of Ocean, and now when I'm doing these curls, it looks like I might have to order Capri as well. But in the meantime, this is where I am.
Was that originally put on 40 count fabric?
This is the one that was on gauze.
Okay, that's why.
But they don't tell you that when they're going through the patterns for needlework market and
that's
stuff.
true. But that's
They don't
probably
tell you that.
why you need that extra skein, because you do 2 over 1.
So now I won't do it unless I find out, what it's done on. Because there's no way I could do it on gauze. This right now is, and I put that away before I could read my information. On my Post-it note, on the back of this pattern, I put all the information on a Post-it note. Let's see. 14, all that trouble with 14 count white, Ada.
What? You're stitching on white?
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem. White is very hard for me to stitch on. Not just white on white, but anything on white does something to my eyes.
I got you.
Which are very strange.
Might
as it
reflect
is.
some weird thing.
But anyway, look at my curls. I got my curls. See it? There's a curl, and it meets this curl, and there's another curl, and I've started another curl. When I finish that curl, this curl I started, right there's the spout for the whale, so I can do the whale. So excited. Anyway, that's
well,
one of my whips.
that's why you're running out of thread, because with 40 count they do one strand.
Yeah.
And you're doing two.
So,
Okay.
of course, my kit doesn't have enough floss for anything
Well, of course not.
because they thought I was doing it on 40 count gauze.
Yeah.
1/1.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Yeah, I have a project I'm doing 1/1 on 40 count, but I think I've got, I don't know, I haven't messed with it. It was a reproduction sewing thing that Cece Bailey Smith made. All right, so anyway, so I worked on this month. My spinner spun. My my whip that I was supposed to work on for this month was Rachel sheared, I don't know. And so I finished it. It's on a piece. I'm working on a piece of I think it's 32 count. It's a 32 count beige color. I don't know. And I made me some bobbins. I'll explain that. I took just the sewing bobbins. The bobbins that most people use for full coverage, they're just so big. And so I stole the idea. But I just took, your little sewing bobbin and I stuck a magnet on the front, 2 magnets, like a needle minder. But anyway, so I had to finish up the page I was working on. I didn't have to do any of the words were done, but I needed to work on these flowers, and then I started the page below it, so I've gotten to the bottom. Now I haven't started over with my green, but it's gonna come, and yes, there's a loose thread right there. Oh well. So that's where it is, and when I get down there, I'll be about a third of the way finished with the pages. So just to remind you what it looks like. So that's where I am on Rachel's shirt.
Just love the way that red pops. Okay.
That's very Christmassy though.
Another one I got from Needlework Market in 2022. I was able to stop from getting the whole kit full of classic colorworks because I'm just not a classic colorworks fan, nor Weeks says it.
Well, Classic Colorworks doesn't have a whole lot of variegation.
Right. So I for the ones, they had 3 at that 3 of these in the series. May, June, July. I believe it was May, June, July. Anyway, so this is July, and I started it in 2022. And it is on 18 count white, Ada. Not just white, but 18 count, which is terrible for me. Anyway, so when I ordered this kit, I was able to say for each of those 3, I said, can you just give me the 2 main colors in the barn in Classic Colorworks and the rest of it just in the DMC alternative? So this is what happened. Oops. The blue for the barn was supposed to be blue corn, but they were out of it. So they asked about choosing a color that was the alternative, choosing the DMC alternative. So the only thing I got for the pink for the red in the flag and the red in the barn is supposed to be red, right? I don't know if you can see that.
I don't have.
Can I see the back of this?
Well, it's got a needle on it.
Doesn't matter. It's got a little bit of white, so they might be able to see the pink.
That's true.
This is what is it called? Licorice red.
Oh.
And it's very pink to me. Very like a pink mulberry. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, and the barn color and the blue on the flag, here it is, right there, is 169. 169 to me looks very gray, not very blue for the flag.
That is kind of gray.
So
it's got a blue tinge.
I
to it.
switched it up, and I'm tropical. I have to change things to bright. So I switched it up to this blue. Quite a difference between the other one. This blue, which is $7.98.
That is a bright blue.
And for the red, I think it's $3.21.
Yeah, I like 321 for the red.
That's generally what I like for like flag red. So $3.21. And the rest of them were just the called for DMC, except that I livened up this green because this green was very dark, and I'm tropical, as I said. So I changed that green, the dark green, to doggone it.
There's my finger again.
Grace, I am not. 909. All right, so that's the end of the floss part. One of the reasons that I gave up on July is I made so many changes that the colors to me, like went ahead and did the licorice red color for the flesh of the watermelon, because it did look like the flesh of the watermelon to me, a pinkish red.
Yeah, pinkish red.
So I kept that. So I had the pink for the watermelon against the red for the, you know, like this stand right here. Okay. Do I need anything behind that? Is it shining through? Okay.
I don't know, but here.
And these wooden ones, now the last project I just showed you had a wooden dolphin. This has a wooden Betsy Ross. And I believe I got those from Mad Reminders. But it could have been Gina's Unique Boutique because I used both those for my needle minders. Anyway, so this time, everything underneath July is finished. I have just a little bit of green that I have to, I think 4 stitches that I have to do there. And then all I've got is 5 red, white, and blue flowers coming up here with some more green. And a wedge of watermelon here. So I'm hoping by the next time you see this, July will finally, after 3 years, be done. But as you can see, the barn looks very gray instead of blue with the DMC alternative. And so I had to liven it up a little bit, and I just didn't like overall the effect of it. I'll be glad when July is done. It won't be my favorite month, although I do like the watermelon wedges. But even the truck, it's supposed to be blue, and it looks like it's gray or
well, it's
silver.
faded with the sun.
Well, whatever. If it's going to fade with the sun, I'd have done a red GMC truck, not a... But anyway, finally, I'm so close. I thought I was going to be able to show it today, but you know.
It's okay. You'll have it for next month.
I hope. But it's not in my plans for next month, so I got to do it today and tomorrow if I'm going to do it.
Well, there you go.
So.
All right. So, if you've been with us since January, you know that I am working on His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery for my 60th birthday, which is in August. And I didn't get as much work. The last time I worked on this was at the women's retreat. But I've started filling in the basket. This basket here. I'm pretty sure I put this flower in when I was at the retreat. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I've gotten a little bit more here done. And I haven't put in the red flowers, and I hadn't finished the leaves down here, but that's border, and that's like, as they say, eating your vegetables. And I guess I should put a strand of green in and then go back. But that's where I am so far. And I folded it up because this thing it's not a bed sheet, but it is a baby blanket because it is 36 inches wide. It's on 28 count mushroom Lugana, and I'm using 2 strands of DMC over 2 threads of floss. I like the color saturation. Someone made a comment about this pattern on Facebook, and I responded to it. They're saying, you want to stitch it with me? And I was like, well, I'm currently stitching it. And then this other lady said, oh, I'm taking mine to the attic to get it framed. And I was like, well, I'm not there yet. But hopefully by the end of the year I will be. My plan was to do a page every 2 weeks, but I've gotten into other stitching too, so I'm a little off on that. It's okay. It'll get done when it gets done. Remember, stitching is for pleasure. It's not a race. Hint, hint.
So while Sally's major one that she's working on right now is His Eyes on the Sparrow, my major one is Super Mario, which was a 6 for 6. No, it wasn't. It was not a 6 for 60. I started it in 2023 though, same year, for Father's Day as a memorial for my dad. It's my Super Mario piece. Many people have asked questions like, you know, what did I change in the floss? I changed none of the flosses. Look how bright those are. Changed none of them. First of all, it's got 2 of my favorite blues right there. I love those blues right there. I think they're gorgeous. But I love all these tropical colors.
Or primary colors.
A lady had given me a notebook of old floss that was bobbinated. And this was the first project that I kitted and pipped from that notebook. And old floss that's it had a double jeopardy in it, because first of all it was old floss, and I'm talking that notebook had to be 30-40 years old.
The plastic it was in was yellow.
Yes, and it was dusty, and then because it was bobbinated, it was so curly. And I like mine on these floss drops where I can just take a strand and be done with it. But because it was old and because it had been bobbinated, when I would take it off a strand, it would be so twisty. So this has been my key tool when I've been working on Super Mario. There's a little sponge in there that I keep wet, and I just run, after I take the piece of floss off, I run it over that, and it lays it down flat enough that I can stitch with it before the curls come, if I can do fast enough, before the curls come back. So, I just keep it in with Super Mario because it's the one that I have fully kitted with the old floss, so I need it all the time, and this has been my major whip, because I would like to finish it
for May. We're in May
for Dad's birthday, which is August 10th. I first saw this pattern from Choco Coco Stitch on Stitching on the Cape. And she no longer has a floss tube, but you can still see her old videos, and I'm hoping she'll come back. She is the only person that has this particular Super Mario pattern that I've been watching, and I've subscribed to over 300. So I don't watch them all, but I've subscribed to over 300 because as they come, as they come up on my feed, I watch them. If they have any of my projects, then I do the full bell, so I'm notified. But if they don't have any of my projects, they just have the clear bell. So they might come up on my feed, but my major ones are doing at least one project that I'm doing, so I can keep up with them. This is stitched on, and I love this floss. It's the first time I've ever done fiber on a whim.
Fabric.
Ah!
It's okay.
I'd always just done Ada, just whatever Hobby Lobby or whoever had, Walmart, Woolworths, had. But this is my first experience with fiber on a whim, and it's called Blueberry. And I love it so much that when I went to Barefoot Needleworks, whatever. When I went to Barefoot in Myrtle Beach, they had several packs of, Surfside.
It's important.
Which is
south of Myrtle Beach.
Yes, but it's actually in Myrtle Beach metropolis area.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I guess you would include that.
Anyway, I bought several packets that they had put together of it, you keep seeing Blueberry as you'll see more of my whips, because I've got others on Blueberry as well. It's 14 count, which I really prefer 16 because the DMC doesn't always cover 14 count as well as 16. But when it's hand dyed like this,
it tightens up.
It tightens it up a little bit. So as you can see, it'll be pretty tight. My needle minder that everybody keeps asking me about is
Is it from Gina's Unique Boutique? Or Mad for Mine?
Stitch and Sister Crafts.
Never mind.
It's the first needle minder I bought on Etsy.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks exactly like the pattern. See little Mario? He's going to look exactly like that. So, I tend to buy grime guards from Stitch and Sister Crafts, and they had this needle minder, so I purchased that. And the bottom part of Mario is done. Underneath, down here on the bottom, there's the brick wall that he runs across. There's a turtle. There's 2 pipes coming up out of the brick wall with a flower coming out of each pipe. You know, typical scene of Mario. So I call this the coloring book style. I like this style where I can outline and then just fill in. I find that easier for me than looking back and forth between the patterns. So once I still got to outline his hand, but it crosses 2 pages and my mind can't do that right now. So I'm just going to fill in all this, and then I'll do his hand. And then there's right down here, there's another piece of brick that he jumps up on that has a flower on it. When the flower is down, and he can jump on it. He can jump on it with flowers down, and he can jump over and get 5 coins. I think it is 5 coins, or I always call them coins, even though they're hearts and circles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with Super Mario. I grew up with Atari.
Dad taught us how to play video games, which is why I started this. And this was the first Nintendo one. We had the Atari. We started with the Atari version, but this is the first Nintendo game that we had as a family. And when I saw her do this pattern on Stitching on the Cape, I had to have it. So it'll be 2 years, 2.5 years, 2 years,
2 years,
whatever.
23.
From Father's Day to August of his birthday, 2 years and 2 months to get it done, which I think is fantastic because there's an awful lot of stitches in this thing.
There is a lot of stitches in that.
That's my major project.
And you ripped some stuff out because of your OCD. You couldn't just leave it.
Well, I always rip stuff out. Because
no, but I mean, remember, you thought you had missed a wall or a line of walls or something.
Yeah.
Because of the page. Whatever.
And the pipe was in the wrong position because I skipped a whole section of wall, and it was going to be off center. So I had to take the whole pipe, all the green and everything out. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was a lot of work.
All right, so now we're up to our temperature chart.
The last whip for me.
Yeah, last whip for me. I actually am caught up to you.
Sally kitted these for us.
Wednesday.
I pipped it because that's my handwriting on the floss drop. That's how I know if I pipped it.
What do you mean I kidded it?
You got all the floss and
stuff.
Oh,
well, that's because
for me because
I live in Florence and Hobby Lobby's right there.
Hello. Sorry, you're looking at our chest and bellies.
Oh, yeah, we are. There is no telling what this is gonna look like because Sally doesn't edit because Sally doesn't know Sally would rather stitch. Or there I am going in third person. I would rather stitch or fully finish something than to figure out how to edit.
I don't put this away. The mess there will be.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do mine while you're here. So I am actually I am doing the cat. It's called Wander With Me. It's a temperature chart by Stitching Mommy. And we've had some warm days, and then we had some cooler days in there. It's kind of weird, but I'm actually caught up to Wednesday of this week. As you can see, I came around here, and I put the fish and fish bowl. I worked on that Wednesday night, and I have the fish and the fish bowl. And I'm sure this is I don't know. Mad Reminders of Gina's Unique Boutique. It's a crazy cat lady. But there's my fish bowl.
I didn't get to do any fun stuff.
Yeah, but you did fun stuff last time.
Yeah, I had the apple tree the last time.
Yeah, and I didn't have the apple
I had the
tree.
squirrel before that, so
see.
that was cool. But those were only two.
All right. There you go. I'll just hold the camera. There you go.
Okay, so I did Stitch and Momming. Well, this is a temperature walk with me, and I call it the dog park on my plans. And last Thursday, I did the week before that I should have done. And this Thursday, I didn't even get all of the last Thursday's stitching done, so I'm behind a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, this is what I have on this so far.
Oh.
And this is also from, oh man,
Gina's Unique
from
Boutique?
wherever. I don't know where my, yeah. I think it's Gina's Unique Boutique. And see all those orange, see all the orange, see that really dark orange? 90 degrees.
It was warmer here than it was in
People
Florida.
complaining because it was hot at 70 and 80. And I was like, 90 degrees. And of course, those were also our highest days of humidity as well.
Of course.
And we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah, we have the last couple of days.
The only thing that saved us is the wind. The wind has helped us keep something of a coolness going on. So I got to catch up on that. Then I got to write down the temperatures for that I should have done this past Thursday, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's okay. Yeah,
okay.
I tried to tighten it.
I don't know what's making it do this, but we gotta quit leaving it out, I think.
I guess. I don't know. I'll play with it afterwards.
Something's
All right.
happening.
So next on our list is needles up.
Oh.
And I have one that I just happened upon. But you know me and accents. So you want to do, how many you got?
I got two.
All right, you do yours and then I'll do mine.
Okay. I haven't watched all that much floss tubes. First of all, a lot of floss tubers haven't been doing it this month because of school and grandkids' school and mama's cute schools and all that. And then some of them are in school, so you know there's all that kind of stuff going. But I don't know why I'm showing you. This is my notes. So I've been watching World College softball series.
College
College
softball World Series.
Yes, thank you. I couldn't get it through. And I've been so excited because West Virginia's been in it.
In softball?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They were. They didn't make it very far, but they at least
okay.
started in it. But mainly Clemson and Gamecocks, University of South Carolina.
Yeah, I watched that game Sunday. I was a California girl that day.
So I've been real excited about that. And baseball, right after softball, baseball is going to start their College World Series
Today.
thing as well.
Fact.
So
They've already started.
I have two new floss tubes, two new for me. The first one was recommended by Pam and Steph of Just Keep Stitching. And she's on the Wordy Bird Sal, like I am. Basically, I'm collecting the Wordy Bird patterns, but I hope to start the Flamingo maybe this month. If I can get July done, then I can get an extra start in. That'd be cool.
That's great.
She also loves to do Sweet Wing Studio. Sweet Wing Studio, if it's not got any religion to do with it, oh my, that was my West Virginia vocabulary coming out, does not have a religious thing to it. Her patterns do, you know, so everything's sweet with her. There's no
Snarky.
weird, yeah. Anyway, so she only does like 25-minute videos and stuff like that, but she's gotten a good start. I think she's on, I want to say number 8. I don't know. Anyway, the other one that I want to recommend is Champagne and Stitches. Now, the reason I had to watch her is because on the recommendations, of YouTubes I should watch that I'm not subscribed to.
Right.
There was this one by Champagne and Stitches, and the title of it was Hooray for Boobies. Well, I had to watch it. Not because I'm interested in the kind of boobies some of you dirty-minded people are thinking about, but I just knew it had to have a booby, blue-footed booby.
The blue-footed booby. You know, there's a red-footed booby too.
Yes, I've seen that, but they're just not quite as cute, I think, as the blue ones.
No.
But anyway, and I guess it was going to be that extraordinary bird sow one, and at the bottom they've got a booby, and they've got that spoonbill crane, spoonbill something with its reflection in the water. Oh gosh, so pretty. Anyway,
who designed that one?
Isn't it Leela's studio?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Whoever did the poisonous.
No, that's
plants.
Oh, that's
Lola
Sal.
Crow.
Lola
Crow. I get them two mixed up. Now she only has a 25-minute episode, but Amanda, she whipped through the whips, unlike me. So I really enjoyed hers. It's called Champagne and Stitches. Have no idea where she's from, why it's called champagne in there, because she didn't mention any drinks. But I did enjoy what I watched, so of course I've subscribed.
Gotcha.
She's not doing any of them that I'm doing, but I do like watching that extraordinary bird sow. So many different. It's just gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the frame of it and everything?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's
I
gorgeous.
haven't seen that one.
So I'll watch it over and over. Everybody's doing it. I don't mind watching it, seeing the same thing over and over. Okay, while I'm on this though, it's not really a needles up, but I want to mention two Facebook groups that I'll be working very much. Just really quickly, because they're going to be in my plans, but there's a new Facebook group called GBBO Sal Group. GBBO is Great British Bake Off series? Show? I don't know. GBBO, whatever it means. And it's the person who's administering it is not anybody I ever heard of, but I've been hearing Dina Half Cross Stitch and Lori Once Upon a Stitch talking about this, and I just knew I could never do it because, you know, the way it's set up, they have like, I don't know, 500 stitches or more a week that they have to do. I'd be lucky to get 500 in a month. So I finally figured out how to do that, and I'll bring that up in my plans. The other Facebook group I want to mention is Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge, because I'm going to be doing the June one. It's just 7 if you count the theme projects, and I think I can manage that, especially since I'm already doing the GBBO Sal with the way I've organized it. So those are my my Flosstube / face group
book group
needles up.
Gotcha. Well, I've been
I got it.
Okay. I've been binge watching Jen the Caffeinated Crafter.
I love her.
And I've been binge watching Stuart's
I like
Stitches.
He just subscribed to us.
I know. Anyway, so it's kind of cool because you can just put it on and it just goes. I like that. Well, I came across another lady from Scotland, and her name is Pam, and she's got Ditsy Daisy Crafts, but her video just says Pam, and she's got two, but I only watched the first one, and she lives near Loch Ness in Scotland. And she did, instead of doing a whip parade on her first one, she did her finish parade and talked about her stitching journey. She was originally a paper crafter, but she did the 12 small house samplers from Country Cottage Needleworks, and I like the way she finished them. It was really cool. Primrose Cottage Stitches, she did the Beehive Rules. She's done Shannon Christine. Her finishing is beautiful, and she even mentioned the two black work people that we know, Peppermint Purple and the Steady Thread, and I've done a piece from both of those, and I'm actually collecting this year's Sal pieces from
It was going to stay.
No, it's not going to stay. That's why you got to hold it. Yeah, we're rigging it up here. Anyway,
so terrible.
It's okay. I can hold it.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Anyway, and then the Steady Thread, I'm actually collecting her Sal things this year because I want to work on them, I think, next year. But she also is really into fandom, so she loves Top Gun. So she's done the piece that says "Talk to Me, Goose," and then she also did the little baby Yoda. I don't know what his name is. Grogu, is that the one? Is that what it's called? I call it Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda's all I know.
Yeah, that, and so, yeah, but I need to watch her second one. I just went back to watching Stuart because
I do enjoy his blog.
Yes, well, I mean, she's got one too. Oh, and her daughter actually is working at Disney World in Florida. Oh my goodness, hey, when I was in college, I had a book, 100 Best Companies to Work For in America, and Disney was one of them, top 100. Okay.
I watched one this morning, Stitching with Mary, I think it's called. And it's a lady who's from Scotland who's moved to the States many years ago.
Oh, yeah. I've watched her before.
And
I think
Stitching by the Shore keeps mentioning her because they're always doing towels together.
That's what it is.
And I like watching her, but she reminds me of why the English people are said to have the accents they do, the UK people, I should say, is that her teeth never come apart. Only her lips move.
I gotcha.
But she was talking about Daisy,
mm-hmm.
and she kept saying itsy bitsy because she couldn't. It was funny, but she really likes her too. So.
Like I said, she's only got 2 videos. I have my second one. All right, so now you have a couple of book reviews you want to do.
Yes, I do. I have really good news. When I went to the eye doctor, I asked him, is it possible that because I've lost so much weight that my glasses might, somehow it's affected my sight somehow. And so he took me over to the lady that you order glasses from, and she checked my sight line, and my sight line had raised a whole centimeter.
Oh, wow.
And so she contacted the company I got these lenses and frames from, and they had just the last time I had a fall and I hurt my glasses a little bit, they had just replaced my lenses and burned them out and the rough spots and everything else because they were under warranty. So it'll be 2 years in November. She said, well, I think that they will replace them. And I said, really? When it's so close to me needing to get new glasses to be in a warranty. Anyway, she contacted me, and sure enough, they did decide to go ahead and fix that. And so when I got them, it was immediate, the difference in my sight. One of the things is reading books, because I have, I generally have to get large print. And I've been reading The Fairy Godmother by Mercedes Lackey. Almost done with it. Oh, folks, you got to read this book. It is so unique a perspective on a fantasy. And I had avoided Mercedes Lackey because her books look like romances. They got a beautiful woman with a man in the background, and I can do some romantic fantasies. Like if Nora Roberts does them, I can do it. But or Patricia Brigg. But I don't want to read something that's going to be mostly romance and less fantasy. And when I looked at the first chapter, it looked just like another Cinderella retelling. And it starts that way, but then it gets into where the girl who was destined to be Cinderella, the prince turned out to be only 11 years old when she got into such dire straits. So the fairy godmother came and made her into a fairy godmother.
Interesting.
Instead. So then you get into all the reasons that fairy godmothers exist, what it takes to get one, all the stuff about all the fair folk, the naiads and dryads, the brownies, and all that stuff. It's really unique and interesting things about unicorns even. So I really, really, really enjoy that fantasy. So if you're into fantasy, so far there's very little romance at all in it. And I'm like 50 pages from the end, so.
Well, there you go.
the cover art was
Deceiving.
misleading.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So the other one I'm reading is a cozy mystery series by Maddie Day, Maddie, day like day and night.
Mm-hmm.
And the series is called Country Store, and this is book 8, and it was finally available on ebook through Libby app, and I can read it on the Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
Some Libby books you can't read on the Kindle, and I can't get the font
Big enough.
big enough, dark enough, with white enough background to be able to see it. So anyway, this is called Candy Slain Murder. Don't know why candy is even in the title. Slain, I do understand, but so far, and I'm like, again, 50 pages from the end. So I just want to mention those, and while I'm at it, I do want to mention the best episode I have seen on Amazon Prime, not movie, episode in a TV series that I have seen on Prime in a very, very long time. It's a show called Blue Heelers, Heelers, which is an Australian name for police.
Oh, okay. I was
And
thinking of a dog.
the first 3 seasons are more like a soap opera, you know. This is a very old series, by the way, back when you see an episode a week and you have like 40, 50 episodes a year, you know, in the season or whatever. Anyway, I'm up to season 4 and episode 37. If you don't watch the whole series on Amazon Prime, please watch this episode, because I rewatched it after I watched it because it was so powerful. Oh my gosh, and so well done. It was unbelievable. So episode 37 of season 4, or series 4 as they call it in England.
Blue Heeler.
Or in
Australia.
Australia. And it's called Blue Heelers, not like doctors, Heel. Awesome. I just can't say enough about it. I wish there was a way to heart just that one episode, because I go back and watch it over and over again just to, you know, if I wanted something really good to watch. So
Gotcha.
that's the end of.
All right, so we move into Stitchy Kindness / stash investment, and Angie got me a scissors reel. It's got a magnet too, and it has a white kitty cat on it. So I will put this in my my Stitchy bag, so I'll have it.
Oh no!
What?
All my floss and
We'll pick it up.
everything for the coffee dragon.
We'll pick it up.
Okay, and I got myself a needle minder. I don't know if you can see it through the plastic.
Well, I didn't take mine out of the plastic.
Well, you have to travel back with it, but I do not.
That's true.
Look at this corgi. It's very well done. These are needle minders. It's needle minder with an S in front of it.
Oh, that's what you were telling me.
These are the kind that have the extendable cord, and there's a little loop down here that you can snap your scissors on them with. And you can hook, what you do is you hook it to your shirt like this, which I can't do. I can take the cardboard off too, by the way.
Well, you did a nice job with that.
So, anyway, I wanted to get Sally a needle minder because she's always doing something for me. And I also wanted to support Flat Tire Farm Market, which is the sister of Potty Mouth Stitchers.
Oh, I didn't realize that's who you got it from.
And they vend when Barefoot Needle Arts has their little weekends or whatever. They're vendors. They both go and share a booth together, and neither one has the same thing. Potty Mouth Stitcher, who is Cottage Cat on Etsy.
Oh, okay.
She does beautiful floss drops.
And floss books.
And she has those hardback, really hard floss, what do you call it? Floss?
Thread beds. They're thread beds. It's more like a book.
But and they look like books.
Yeah.
And I just like the fact that they are so hard. Because
Right,
a lot of the
durable.
ones I have are so soft, and then they get all crumpled up in the bag and stuff when I put a pattern or a Q-snap down in it, so I don't like that. But anyway, I loved this from Flat Tire Farm Market. I gave her good reviews on Etsy. And by the way, please give those people, you know, go back and do the reviews, even if you don't take a picture of it and do all that stuff. They only want 5 words in the review. Surely you can come up with 5 words for the beautiful work that these people do. So, I just sit here and play with this.
You can see it on that. All right. Well, this really, the next thing I'm going to show. All right. So last time Angie talked about how she'd seen the Lancashire Stitcher, and I went back and watched those videos too. And someone made the comment that the reason her mama was sick, it was her mama, right, or her sister. The reason someone in her family was sick, her mama, was because she was stitching dragons.
And Halloween.
And so Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, made the comment that after she finished the video, or after she read that, she went upstairs and grabbed her a dragon and she's got a dragon sow starting on Sunday, June 1st. So Angie showed me several dragon pictures, and from Ribka Stitch. I don't have my readers on in them.
RYBKA.
Yes, Ribka Stitch. And so I picked I'm going to start, I know this is plans too, but it's also part of haul. The dragon with embroidery. And so I made Angie one too. A dragon eye needle minder, and I used a bigger magnet. I don't know if you noticed that. And I also, now, Hobby Lobby has all the dinosaurs you want in the world. They didn't have any dragons, but I had to go get a permanent crown, and my dentist is in Sumter, which is about 45 minutes away, but they have a Michael's, and I went in, and I had an extra 20% coupon, plus my teacher discount, and I found some dragon charms, and I made me a purple-themed scissors fob, and Angie will show you hers. All right, so I did that dragon. Well, while I was there, you know, I know these are PDFs. I was going to say pattern can't travel by itself, but while I was there, I picked up this gnome with snow globe because he's adorable. And then when I start him, I can do the gnomes everywhere style with stitching with my Littley. And then I also, well, I like the other dragon that Angie picked too, but I didn't want to stitch the same one at the same time. That's why I went the embroidery one. How about show yours?
This is the dragon that I'm doing. It says dragon with coffee. It also, if you look at other parts, it says the dragon with coffee, or coffee dragon, or the coffee dragon. It's just listed in different ways. But one thing that is true are the words coffee and dragon in that you can search on Etsy, or you can search Ribka Stitch.
Yes.
Sally got me this dragon eye.
Yeah, I made the needle minder.
And
pull it over a little bit. Let it hang.
She made this scissors fob. There we go.
Let it hang there.
With this dragon at the end of it. I just love that dragon.
And
she got Michael's?
Michael's. Blue.
So I'm very
I got
pleased.
the beads from Hobby Lobby though.
And I already got, she picked up the threads for me. They're not kitted.
No.
They're kitted, not pipped.
Not pipped.
I got to put them on floss drops so I can call it pipped.
Yeah.
But
Mine are pipped.
I just think he's adorable. And he's only like, what did they say?
70 by 70 maybe?
70 something.
No.
It was 5.5 by 5.5 inches.
It tells you on there somewhere.
If you do
the one I'm doing
14 count, I'll be doing 16. So
82 by 79 is this one. So it's on the back where the colors are listed.
Yeah, so
is where it is. I can't get mine out right
I'm
now.
about doing him.
Well, I'm going to keep
going. Do you have more to show?
Yes, okay, because along with the two dragons and the gnome, I got these nautical cupcakes from the same designer. And they're just adorable. They're not real big. I'm going to do them, stitch them individually and make ornaments. I have plenty of wooden circles that those will fit perfectly in. How much do you have? You don't have as much as I do, right?
No.
And then Hands On Design reduced the price of this. These are 5 years at the beach. She used to do a PALS retreat at Myrtle Beach that was hosted by down Sunshine Lane, which is an online needlework shop in Manning, which is about 45 minutes from Florence. And then I was, like I said, I binge watched Jen, the caffeinated crafter, and she has that coffee gnome going by Maya Stitch, and Maya Stitch is Ukrainian, and she doesn't have cover pages, so I have the sewing gnome. She's sitting on a tomato pincushion. I'm going to flash that real quick. Jen is doing the Grinch gnomes, so I had to get that. And the Wizard of Oz gnomes. They're adorable. So again, no cover page.
Stitch with My Little is also doing the Wizard of Oz gnomes.
Oh, okay. That's probably where I saw that. And then back when I was teaching, I happened to go on a website called Confessions of a Homeschooler. And the lady that owns it also has quilting and stitching and sewing patterns. And it's done under Erica Maid. So she was having a sale, as usual. You know, it's about the only time I buy. And like I needed more patterns. But I got the August truck. I did the August house last year, and it was cute. I made it into a large ornament. And so I like the truck. And then I love these Christmas spools. I'm going to do them individually. I'm not doing the whole thing as a whole thing. They're just adorable. And then in her quilting section, I like the June pillow. Some of these I've only printed the first page. Some of them I printed the whole thing off. It just depended on how I was feeling that day. And then this sew themed. I did the sew quilty ornaments a couple of years ago. Cross stitched them. And so the quilt goes with that. And then the May pillow was a flower, and it's made with snowball blocks, which are easy to make. I could have figured this out myself, but I did the needle, I knit and crochet, but it's a roll-up case. This is a tea pot holder, but I'm gonna not put the tea bag in it and just make it a coffee pot holder. I've been wanting to make one of these thread catchers with the pin cushion, and I have a pattern for it. And then I have another knitting / crochet knitting case. They were El Cheapo. And that's all my haul.
Okay, since I found the coffee dragon, Etsy recommended another of my likes, but they know that I like whales apparently because they bring those up a lot. And I fell in love with the whale, but I also fell in love with the other little guys that are in this same series. I love that little seal, that little seahorse, that little dolphin. I like the clownfish, but I've got another clownfish. And the manta ray, or stingray, I don't know which that is, but it's cute, whatever it is. So if I live long enough, I could get those done. They're all smalls, 70s, 50s, square inch things. And the other piece of haul I have, I don't have a lot of needle minders, but I do now.
Yep.
I pretty much did search, oh, it's upside down. I wonder if it would look right. I did search words for each of the patterns I don't have a needle minder for. So like for the Wordy Bird, which is, this is the one that came up that I liked. I've got several patterns with seahorses in them that don't have, needle minders. I've got another turkey pattern that's going to come up. I've got this couple of scarecrow patterns. Definitely have sunflowers. If I do flowers, I like to do sunflowers. This is a sea turtle, and I have a wooden sea turtle. It's just an outline of a sea turtle, but
oh, yeah, that's right.
This one was kind of cute. I've got a watermelon one that's coming up that I'm going to show you in my plans. Let's see, what have I not shown? Oh, and this one, I did this as a cross stitch pattern model for a store called the Berry Patch many, many years ago by Lizzie Kate that said, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. So when I saw that, I had to get it. And Gina's Unique Boutique sent me
the sand dollar
as a freebie. I guess she kind of figured out that I like seashore type stuff, so that's what I got. And I've looked for sand dollar patterns, but I haven't found one I really like. So I used to make Christmas ornaments out of sand dollars. When I first moved down here, I would go and collect sand dollars out on Sullivan's Island, in the tide pool in Sullivan's Island. And so that's the end of our
stash
investment,
yeah,
right?
we need to do plans because don't you have an appointment at 1?
Yep.
All right,
Well,
so
plans aren't that bad.
no. So the new start that was called for me was Edna Goes to Brunch. It's the Lindy Stitches. A few years ago, she did a contest and had people send pictures in of backyard birds, and this is the one that she picked to stitch. And I also got the bag and the pattern, and it's got DMC and over dyes in it, and I'm doing on the, you can see that pretty piece of blue. And then my whip that got pulled is the purple Christmas ornament. I'm doing this on 20 count Aida, so there are some blends, and when they're the blends, I do one leg of one color and then the top leg of a different color. And here's where I am right now. Okay, and what are your plans?
Okay, so I told you later on I'd show you about Great British Bake Off. For those of you who have been watching Dina and Lori as they talked about this, they keep saying Series 8. And that's only if you're watching the next Netflix version. Netflix renamed Series 5 through 11 Series 1 through 8. So it's actually Series 11. So if you're not watching it on Netflix, it's Series 11. So they listed the bakers
No, it didn't.
in order. I'm going to try to show this to you. I can't see if that's in focus or not.
I can't tell you because I'm holding the camera up to the best of my ability. I'm failing miserably.
No, like I said,
There you go.
the part they improved on my lenses is the bifocal part, and I'm too far away for that to work. So.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I had a couple that I wanted to show you that we really haven't seen before. One is Counting Petals put out a watermelon pattern that I bought last year from Stitch and Kitten. As soon as I saw it, I paused the video, whoever was showing it, and called up Stitch and Kitten and said, and I knew they had just done a Counting Petals trunk show. So I said, do you have, what is it called? Watermelon Crawl? And they said, yes, we sure do.
That's a country song.
I said, set it aside, please. And it's got the cute little ants climbing up on the red wedges of watermelon. Watermelon's like real close to my favorite fruit. I like melon, the melon family in general, but I love watermelon and cantaloupe and honeydew. So anyway, I don't care for the strawberries that are down there, but I'll do them because they're in the pattern and they don't take up too much room. And then later on, I said, just hold it because I'm going to come and I'm going to get my fabric for it too. So I did, and she, no, I did not get this from Stitch and Kitten because it is not
Serged all the way
It is
around.
not serged all the way around
Well,
because it's pink and sheer cut.
oh yeah, it is. Well, we made it
So,
smaller.
I think this is seafoam
probably
that I
is.
got from Barefoot.
Probably.
But look at my needle binder. Mine.
Oh my.
From
Nemo, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Had to get that a long time ago. Even though this has nothing to do, I could just picture the seagulls going after watermelon. They love the watermelon. She put it out there. So, got my fabric and all my floss. And it's all on a ring and everything. It's just it's pipped. It's ready to go. So that's one of them I wanted to show you. And the other one, even though I've got several others on here, they're all ones you've seen before. The other one that I haven't shown in a while is my N is for Narwhal that I'm going back to. It's been a few months or a few shows since you've seen this one. It's the one she did for Special Olympics. And I already started it. So those are two that you haven't seen in a while that I just wanted to show you. The rest of them, you'll see in the next few shows because it's going to last 10 weeks. So, and anything I run out of, I'm going to substitute the flamingo wordy bird. If I finish something, that's going to be my substitute.
Gotcha.
And the thing that I did to change it up so it works for me is instead of doing stitches, I did hours. So if it said 150 stitches, then I divided by 100, and that made it an hour and a half. If it was 75 stitches, then it was three-quarters of an hour. So
45 minutes.
But if like there's one show that somebody said there would be 2 handshakes. Well, that means that is 3 hours. Well, it'd be 300 stitches just for the handshakes, and there's still stitches for first place in technical, last place in technical, star baker, even the one going home, even no handshake. There's, stitches. So I had to do time because I can't do that much.
I don't count stitches.
And all my patterns, I might have PDFs that I print, but they're basically on paper, and I'm not going to count stitches. I do good to cross stitch the stitches. And the last thing in my plans is Magazine Monthly's June, which is sweets for the acrostic, which is a lot of the same things that I'm going to be doing for Great British Bake Off. So I thought, why not?
Yep.
The theme is candy shop. Now, I'm diabetic and I don't like stitching a lot of food, and unless it's like fruits and vegetables. I don't want to stitch sugar, cakes, pies, candy.
I love sugar cakes, pies, and ice cream.
So I found Campfire Indian Boys roasted a marshmallow. So I thought marshmallows might be purchased at a candy shop.
Yes.
I haven't been in a candy shop since probably the year 2011. Just a plain old candy shop like at the mall or whatever. I've not been in one because I don't want that temptation. So that's all my plans.
Okay, good.
And that's pretty much it, right?
Yes.
So I just want to remind you guys to be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind, which is the whole reason we're doing that Lancashire Stitchers
Dragon sow.
Dragon sow. And is that the only sow we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah. So, thank God. We got a Flosstube coming up in July 24th, and we don't know what to do. So if you have any suggestions, do not say mid-year whip parade.
Correct.
Do not, because that's not happening. It's hard enough to do once a year.
Which we don't
I can't do twice a year. We did it last year.
We sort of
in
did
December.
Well, yeah, we sort of did with our plans.
Just our whips.
Correct.
But
well, that's what whip parade is.
No, that's not happening. So anything else, pretty much, we might be game, but not that. So we'd like a suggestion, please.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Thumbs up. We're up to 319 subscribers thanks to Stuart and Stitches being that number.
Yep.
He made us that number
319, yes.
with his final subscription.
We got 12 minutes for your appointment.
Anyway, I need to get off apparently. We've gone over an hour, which we haven't really done much of for a while.
It's okay.
But we have a lot to show.
Yes.
And it's going to be a lot to show next show too. So we hope that you enjoyed it. Probably have a title of Discombobulated because that's what it was. Both, especially me and the phone, have been discombobulated. So we hope that you enjoy your June, that you're finally experiencing some warmer weather, except for those of you in the southern hemisphere, unfortunately,
it's
getting
cold.
into that colder stuff. But we appreciate all the comments. We appreciate all the watchers. And we just appreciate being part of the cross-stitch community. So with that said, that's all, folk.
Bye.